We now have 8 relic tiers, and I'm ready to talk about my day 1 plans going in, what I want to do, and what relics I'm currently planning to take. So let's start off with the relics. Let's go to tier 1. I'm just going to give my thoughts on them. So, Endless Harvest, I actually like this as a relic if I needed to AFK. I want to be a little more proactive this league, so I'm not going to be taking that this time. Production Prodigy sounds more proactive, but Trickster is new. Trickster is fun, so I'm going to take Trickster just because it's new. And then we have the tier 2. Fairy's Flight gives you access to the spirit trees, gives you access to the fairy rings, and gives you access to tool leprechauns. That is broken for me to be able to get farming up. I'm taking it. I'm not doing Globetrotter. Banker's Note versus Fire Sale. My regions are important here. I'm going Wilderness, Kandarin, and Desert, not in that order. So for me, Fire Sale doesn't sound that great. It gives me a lot of stuff, for example, Giant's Foundry, but I'm not that excited for it, while Banker's Note is just going to be all around more useful. That's what I'm going to take. Also, money is not going to be that big of an issue because I plan to farm quite a bit of Revenants, and I expect to make quite a bit of money there. I am going Superior Sorcerer. I know range has the bolts that sound awesome, and melee's got the door build that just sounds cool, but I'm going mage. And then we have tier, oh geez, this is tier 5. Treasure Seeker, Bloodthirsty, and Infernal Gathering. I am normally an Infernal Gathering type of guy, but I'm going to be able to do 9x9 fires. I'm going to have Banker's Note. I can't justify it. Bloodthirsty. Most likely this is going to be the Slayer one. Now, this is still subject to change depending on what the difference is between Treasure Seeker and Bloodthirsty and what they do now. But I get enough skips that I don't think I really need Bloodthirsty, although being able to stay on Revenant task forever, at least until I get all of the weapons, sounds amazing. So I'm not entirely sure, but I think I'm going to go Treasure Seeker, especially if they've improved it, just because there's so many tasks for the clues, and I don't mind doing very short clues. Now, the next level is Equilibrium, Farmer's Fortune, and Ruinous Powers. As a mage, I don't think Ruinous Powers is that important. I mean, the accuracy is nice. The Mage Prayer is plus 4% melee, but mage damage, but I don't think that stacks if I get a Shadow, so Farmer's Fortune, if I'm going to Tool Leprechauns, I'm not wasting an entire slot on Farmer's Fortune. I'm sorry. And Equilibrium. It's supposed to be changed. I already like the previous concept. I think there's a lot of different ways they could go with it. I'm probably going to end up taking Equilibrium, unless there's something weird with, like, Farmer's Fortune, I don't know. I'm hoping it gets some good buffs. I would love it to have, like, a Tears of Guthix effect, where just a small amount of experience goes to your lowest skill, but I doubt they'll do that. And then we have Soul Stealer, Weapon Master, and Berserker. Weapon Master, I don't think is really useful for me as a mage, although I've heard some people say that if I were to get the Void Waker in the Wilderness, that because the special is magic, it would work with that with the extra damage. But Berserker is probably lower health, more damage, not really interested. Soul Stealer sounds like a safe choice. I basically only play seasonal modes anymore, so I'm going to be very rusty. That sounds great. Keep me alive. That's going to be funny going into this last tier, because we have Executioner, Undying Retribution, and Guardian. Executioner is a physical item you have to throw. It's not a passive call. If it was a passive call, I would think about it. I'm probably not going to take it. Of course, I am planning to do raids. I've never done raids before. I'm going to figure it out, hopefully. But, it seems too situational. I'm not really interested. Undying Retribution, it's going to depend on the cooldown and the actual damage numbers. If I have like a decently timed cooldown, either it's time-based or touching a waystone, and depending on how much damage it can do, I might take it. I might find that actually as a way to like ease doing Corp and stuff like that. And then we have Guardian. It's Guardian. It does the best combat style. Hits up to 15s. Extremely accurate. I mean, I kind of want it. But Undying Retribution also sounds like a fun meme. So, and I'm also bad. So, if Soul Stealer doesn't keep me alive, Undying Retribution just might. But again, I'm going to wait for those specifics on Undying Retribution. Now, my actual day one plan, like day one. I have already plotted out a bunch of tasks, and my plan is to do enough tasks to get to 8x multiplier. And at that point, I'm planning to wake up just before this league launches. I'm not gonna even read the massive patch, whatever, probably. Just a little bit, just a few minutes. And I'm gonna go and get myself all the way up to 8x experience, and then find myself something I can AFK, probably thieving guards or something. And I'm going to sit there for a while. I might sit there till level 80 and just read through all the notes and the additions and make my relic decisions and take it easy and try to wake myself up. I'm not a morning person. After that, I want to unlock my next region. I have been fighting over that. I was going to go Wilderness, actually, but I think I'm going to go Kandarin. I really think I'm going to go Kandarin. I think Kandarin is probably just going to be better to do overall tasks and levels and things. I can get Wilderness hopefully soon after, and I guess I'll leave Desert to the end. Hopefully that doesn't take too long, but I feel like Desert has quite a few things I don't want to touch until I have, you know, more multipliers. Temperoth I can do Temperoth, but you don't want to go to the reward pool until you are high boss drop multiplier stuff. I don't want to do Mage Training Arena yet. I don't want to do Giant's Foundry yet. I don't want to do the raid yet. So I just feel like Desert works better for me as an end game region. Wilderness, I can go and just kill Revenants, get a bunch of really good drops there, a bunch of points, a bunch of tasks. There's a bunch of stuff to do in the Wilderness, especially once I have my combat relic that I don't mind doing. I like the Wilderness as a region. It's something I like to pick in leagues and play in. So, also the safety against PKers is nice. If there was no PKing, that would, of course, you know, make it a lot, not safer, but less annoying. And my only worry is if I go to the Wilderness later, is that lava dragons, of course, are just going to be completely packed like crazy. But Kandarin lets me do things like Waterfall Quest and get rid of all that early attack and strength grind. Kandarin lets me, of course, use the spirit trees a lot more. There's a lot more of those. I have access to all those tool leprechauns because of all the farming patches. I can start my farming earlier. Sounds nice. We'll see. Hopefully this helps you out, maybe, if you're trying to decide some stuff, if you're doing a similar route to me, or if you have different opinions, let me know. As I said, some of my later relics, I'm still kind of up in the air, because I have to wait and see what the actual final numbers are. We don't know yet, and I probably won't know until an hour or two into the league, because I'm not going to be reading those notes.